Welcome back, everyone. We've got great news regarding stimulus. Joe Biden is doubling down and making sure a massive stimulus package is approved. We're going to discuss the details. We're also going to quickly recap when we expect stimulus checks to be approved, as well as a stimulus update specifically for those on Social Security benefits as well. But before we do, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. I'd also like to thank my sponsor, Webull. They've partnered with me to provide free stocks for my viewers, valued up to $1,800. It's completely free and takes 2 minutes. All you need to do is open an account using my link. The link is in the description of this video, just below the like button. Feel free to sell the stocks immediately to use the money if you'd like. Just make sure to fully open an account and then click on the green button that says Get Free Stocks. Okay, first of all, before we get into what Joe Biden just said, pushing for that massive stimulus, I want to do a quick recap on when we expect stimulus. I've covered this in deeper detail in my previous videos, but for now I'm just going to say that we expect this to be approved by mid-March, around March 15th. If we're lucky, it will be the first week of March. If we're not lucky, it will be towards the end of March. Now, for those on Social Security benefits, the great news is you will qualify for this third stimulus check, even if you are an adult dependent. That is one group of people who were left out from the previous stimulus check, but adult dependents are expected to qualify for this check. Also, a lot of people have been asking me in the comments, hey, I'm on Social Security benefits, therefore I don't usually file taxes, but how do I get my stimulus check if I never got it? Well, guys, you have to go ahead and file your taxes. Even non-filers, which includes a lot of people on Social Security benefits, you're going to want to go ahead and file your taxes. Now, I know that can be inconvenient. It can also be expensive because a lot of these tax preparation places charge hundreds of dollars just to do your taxes. Now, the IRS does give you free resources. The direct IRS website will give you a few different companies that will actually do your taxes for free. Okay, so if you want to do your taxes for free, this is directly from the IRS website. I'm going to link that in the description of this video. This will help a lot of people out who are on Social Security benefits because a lot of you on benefits did not receive your stimulus checks and you don't usually file taxes. Now, this is a huge comment I've been getting in the comments of my videos. Again, file your taxes. If you qualify for those first two stimulus checks, you will get them retroactively, okay? So filing your taxes would essentially allow you to get those first two stimulus checks as back pay, right? So in the description of this video, I'm going to link a free resource to do your taxes for free, and these are completely legitimate. This is directly from the IRS website. Okay, guys, let's jump right into Joe Biden and see what he just said regarding stimulus. He was asked when he believes the U.S. will go back to normal post-pandemic, as well as will he keep pushing for this massive stimulus package, or will he lower the overall cost of that stimulus? Let's see what Joe Biden had to say.
When do you think this pandemic is, when is it going to be done? When are we going to get back to normal?
Well, all the experts, all the committee that I put together, the leading researchers in the world, in the United States, are on this committee of mine, headed by Dr. Fauci and others. They tell me, be careful not to predict things that you don't know for certain what's going to happen, because then you'll be held accountable. I get that. But let me tell you what I think based on all that I've learned and all that I've studied and all that I think that I know. It's a high probability that the vaccinations that are available today and the new one, Johnson & Johnson, God willing, will prove to be useful, that with those vaccinations, the ability to continue to spread the disease is going to diminish considerably because of what they call herd immunity. And now they're saying somewhere around 70% of the people have to constitute. Some people said 50, 60, but a significant number have to be in a position where they have been vaccinated and or they've been through it and
have antibodies.
And so if that works that way, as my mother would say, with the grace of God and the goodwill of the neighbors, that by next Christmas, I think we'll be in a very different circumstance, God willing, than we are today. I think a year from now, when it's 22.
Okay, that's assuming that we only need to get the vaccine once. Now remember, a lot of scientists are concerned that because of these new strains of the virus, we might have to get vaccinated every single year. Now again, that's if you're even willing to get vaccinated, and let me know in the comments if you are. A lot of people aren't, and that's fine. However, if we need this vaccine every single year like the flu shot, I mean, it will take considerably longer to get completely out of this pandemic. Now, hopefully that's not the case. Joe Biden is painting more of a best case scenario here. And again, I'm just some guy on YouTube. I'm not a scientist, but I'm going to give you my opinion. In my opinion, from now going forward, every single quarter will get better. So I'm looking at this kind of in a quarterly basis. I mean, you can't really predict week to week or month to month, but I think every 90 days will continue to get better. As more and more people get vaccinated, people continue to wear masks, and the seasons change. Of course, we all know last summer things got better for a couple of months. I think with people being able to go outside, less people are clustered together indoors, which made cases of the illness go down as well. So I do think every 3 months things will get better and better. But of course, it's going to take a couple of years for us to be fully out of the woods. But let's see what else Joe Biden had to say, President Joe Biden, as well as what else he had to say regarding that stimulus package.
2 below zero here. No, a year from now, I think that there'll be significantly fewer people having to be socially distanced, have to wear masks, etc. But we don't know. So I don't want to overpromise anything here. I told you when I ran and when I got elected, I will always level with you. To use Franklin Roosevelt's example, I'll shoot you, give it straight from the shoulder what I know and what I don't know. We don't know for certain, but it is highly unlikely that by the beginning of next year's traditional school year in September, we are not significantly better off than we are today. But it matters. It matters whether you continue to wear that mask. It matters whether you continue to socially distance. It matters whether you wash your hands with hot water. Those things matter. They matter. And that can save a lot of lives while we're getting to this point where we get to herd immunity.
Of course, Biden's just saying what everyone else is saying is even when you get the vaccine, keep social distancing, keep being careful. Of course, we know that, but it's a good message. Now, I think he's about to jump into stimulus. Let's see what he has to say.
You've made passing a COVID relief bill the focus of your first 100 days. Those on the right say the proposal's too big. Some on the left say it's not big enough. Are you committed to passing $1.9 trillion bill, or is that final number still up for negotiation?
I'm committed to pass. Look, here's some of you are probably economists or college professors or you teach it in school. This is the first time in my career, and as you can tell, I'm over 30, the first time in my career that there is a consensus among economists, left, right, and center, that is and including the IMF and in Europe, that the overwhelming consensus is in order to grow the economy a year, 2, 3, and 4 down the line, we can't spend too much. Now's the time we should be spending. Now's the time to go big. You may recall I managed the last.
This is true. Most economists agree that it's hard to overspend, especially with interest rates being so low. And again, it's not just about the economy. It's about the American people who are suffering, those who cannot put food on the table, those who cannot pay their rent, childhood poverty. That is why Biden wants to include that child tax credit to help lower childhood poverty as well. Guys, it's not just about the economy. It's about you watching this video, you who need help during this crisis. On top of the fact that economists are mostly in agreement, over 90% of the biggest economists out there saying that this $2 trillion package will not cause any long-term damage. If anything, not spending enough could cause more long-term damage. Of course, I completely agree. Let me know in the comments if you agree. This is really good news, and Joe Biden is not backing down, and he is not lowering the cost of that package.
Last experiment we had with stimulus, and it was no, I don't mean it that way, but it was $800 billion. We thought we needed more than that, and we think we did. It ended up working, but it slowed things up by about and depending who you talk to, between 6 months and a year and a half. We can come back, we can come roaring back. It's estimated that if we, by most economists, including Wall Street firms, as well as think tanks of political think tanks, left, right, and center, it is estimated that if we pass this bill alone, we'll create 7 million jobs this year. 7 million jobs this year. And so the thing we have.
Okay, Biden was referring to the fact that he was the vice president during the last financial crisis. They passed that smaller stimulus package, about 800 to 900 billion, and honestly, it wasn't enough. Long term, it was okay, but millions of people continued to suffer for a couple of years through a slow recovery. He's trying to prevent that slow recovery and trying to prevent millions of people from unnecessary suffering, right? So although some people want to spend less, it would lead to more short-term suffering in the economy and for individuals as well. This is why we need that larger package, and honestly, we need it approved quickly.
We haven't talked about, and I'm not going to go on because I want to hear your question, I apologize. We haven't talked about, I remember you and I talking during the campaign, and you had the former guy saying that, well,
By former guy, he means former President Trump, by the way. Kind of showing some disrespect to Trump there, obviously.
He's just going to open things up, and that's all we need to do. We said, no, you got to deal with the disease before you deal with getting the economy going. Well, the fact is that the economy now has to be dealt with. And what is it? Look at all the people. You have over 10 million people unemployed. We need unemployment insurance. We need to make sure that, you have 40% of the children in America talk about food shortage. 60% of it. Did you ever think you'd see a day in Milwaukee? You'd see in the last 6 months people lining up in their automobiles for an hour or for as far as you could see to get a bag of food? This is the United States of America, for God's sake.
Completely unacceptable, guys. Millions of people waiting in line for hours just to get a bag of food. Millions of people on unemployment at no fault of their own. Not to mention the fact that the government continues to fight over a measly stimulus check, and they haven't even included that direct stimulus for those on Social Security benefits. Remember, Biden also promised a $200 per month stimulus for the entire year for those on Social Security benefits. Again, I'm a little bit upset about this. He really hasn't mentioned it yet, but we do hope that he brings it up as soon as this first stimulus package is approved. We'll have to wait and see what happens, guys. I will keep you updated on that. But for now, we do have that $400 unemployment boost, that $1,400 stimulus check, and of course, that child tax credit, which could add up to a total of over $10,000 in stimulus payments for millions of families across this country.
We can't deal with that. We promised, look at all the people who are on the verge of being kicked out of their apartments because they cannot afford the rent. What happens when that happens? Everything. Look at all the mom and pop landlords that are in real trouble if we don't subsidize this in the meantime. Look at all the people who are on the verge of missing, and how many people have missed their last 2 mortgage payments and are able to be foreclosed on. That's why I took executive action to say they cannot be foreclosed on in the meantime. Because look at what the impact on the economy would be. You think it's bad now, let all that happen. Look at all the people who have lost their insurance. How many, I'm not asking for a show of hands, how many of you had jobs with corporations or companies that provided health care, the COBRA health care? Well, guess what? The company goes under, and guess what? You lose your health insurance. Well, we should be making sure you're able to pay for that so that we keep people moving. So there's a lot. So I think bigger, and the vast majority of the serious people say bigger is better now, not spending less.
All right, everyone. So Joe Biden's plan is to overcome the pandemic by increasing doses of the vaccine that are distributed, opening schools by providing money to help those schools open safely, as well as provide direct stimulus to the people with the stimulus checks, the unemployment boost, rental assistance, of course, more money for state and local governments. Again, we're still waiting for that $200 per month stimulus for those on Social Security benefits as well. But so far, guys, this is a really good start and a really good sign that Joe Biden has not backed down. This interview was from this week, and he is not backing down from that top line $1.9 trillion stimulus package. Again, the House is expected to pass it sometime early next week. It will then go to the Senate. They're expected to amend it, maybe take out that $15 minimum wage, things of that nature. But they are expected to approve it as well within a few weeks. And then it'll have to go back to the House so they can approve the amendments. And then, of course, it will go to Joe Biden and be completely approved, hopefully by mid-March. But guys, hang in there. This help is coming soon. I know it's been quite a journey this entire year throughout the pandemic. A lot of people are unemployed. A lot of people are struggling. But trust me, this stimulus package will be coming soon. So guys, stay strong out there. I will keep you updated. Don't forget to subscribe. And again, if you made it this far into my video, thank you so much for supporting my channel. It's honestly been a dream come true to come on here almost every single day and give you guys the updates and the news that you need to navigate through this crisis. But again, thank you so much for all of your support. Stay strong out there and make sure that every single day you're taking one step towards a better tomorrow. Thanks again for watching and have a great day.